You're listening to the Positivity Hour podcast, hosted by Darshaun Smith. Strap in and buckle up, and let's get straight into it.
All right, what's up, my party people? It's your boy Darshaun Smith, aka the Positivity God, back again for another episode of the Positivity Hour. I don't have the number, but you already saw it in the title. As you can see, I mean, you can't really see much. It's kind of a closed frame. We're in Cedar Rapids. I finally moved back home to the house I have here, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm still kind of unpacking things and, just trying to settle back in, but obviously I found my camera and a mic, so it's time to get back to work. I also found my laptop, and I have some other things to do there, but we'll talk about that. As I talked about last week in episode, I think it was 187, which makes this 188. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, it's in the title. I said this week's topic was going to be about self-importance versus self-acceptance. But when I said that, I didn't really know what I was talking about because I didn't have my notes in conversation with ChatGPT coming up with these ideas. But now I do. And looking at it, what we're going to be talking about today is the tensions that can happen when you're thinking critically about, self-importance versus self-acceptance. Or not self-importance, but self-improvement. That's where I made a mistake. I literally said it 2 times, but we're going to keep on rolling. One take demon. Anything you say can and will be used in the final edit. In today's episode, we're going to explore the tension between striving to be better and loving who you are right now. So all that and more, I would say after the intro, but, we're not going to do that. I'm doing the short one because I just want to talk about this, I don't want to do the whole sections, not today, time capsule. It's 60 degrees in August. It's kind of crazy. Global climate change is a thing. It's cold. I should have brought a jacket. I don't know why I have shorts on. I'm chilly. In the time capsule, so on and so forth. So yeah, let's talk about this topic because it is a very relevant one to me in my existence on this earth, because I've been doing this a lot, and this is why we're also going to talk about some new business developments as well, because although this podcast is primarily a podcast for the Positivity God, the personal brand, well, the Positivity God also owns a content creation agency and captures moments, tells stories, and builds brands objectively out here. And now that I'm back in Cedar Rapids, where most of my clients are, and I have a more favorable schedule, we could do some things. But like I said, we'll talk about it in a second. So self-improvement, what is that concept? We'll break that down first, okay? I'm gonna Google it just so I can give you like a give you the real sauce, okay? Google is saying self-improvement is the improvement of one's knowledge, status, or character by one's own efforts, okay? Avid for self-improvement, he continued his education after school. That's like one, reading books continuously. That's like one, hitting the gym, trying to drop a few pounds, maybe gain a few of the right air quotes pounds, as in muscles, so you can lift a heavier object or be pain-free when you're, getting out of bed. Recently, for me, this is a little, let's get personal, okay, for you. So I know some people really like this section, so I'll try and sneak it in. I've been having a lot of back pain recently, and it really sums down to for some reason, I just stopped engaging my core like 2 weeks ago, and I strained in my back a little bit, and then one day I was like, suck my stomach in, tighten abs. Oh wow, I can do everything pain-free now. It's like, wow, maybe if I engage my core, we'd get somewhere. So yeah, self-improvement, little things like that. You want to improve your life, improve your status, improve your situation objectively. So what's the second half of this? Self-acceptance. Let's Google that now. As I Google this, how are things going in your life? Drop it below in the comment section. Are you happy where you're at? Are you ready to move on? Are you trying to, grow and be better than you were yesterday? Or are you doing the opposite? Are you actually doing too well in life and you're trying to humble yourself? Are you trying to scale back in life? Maybe this flood that is on this road here actually just flooded out your basement downstream. What are you going through? And what's something you think a person like me could do for you? Is that sending you a 20 ball? Is that documenting your story, trying to get a GoFundMe going for you? Let me know. Any and all answers are accepted. There's no wrong answers here. Okay, so now that I got the self-acceptance definition, let me tell you what it is. Self-acceptance is defined as an individual's acceptance of all of his/her abilities, positive or negative, okay? It includes body acceptance, self-protection from negative criticism, and believing in one's capabilities, or not capabilities, capacities, okay? I'm literate. I know how to read, mama. My mom and daddy taught me right. Oh, where's this semi going? I hope it ain't coming over here. That's crazy. I say all that to say that now that we have the definition for self-improvement and self-acceptance. Oh no, the semi's just going into the factory. Like I said, I'm not sure if you can see it because this is a tight shot, but we are in these streets. Literally, I'm on a gravel road next to the actual paved road. So let's talk about this. So one, self-improvement is like the effort of wanting to like strive for more, to go farther in life, become better, while self-acceptance, as ChatGPT so eloquently said, is just being like, I'm fat. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I want to be better. It's a dynamic that, in the example I gave, can be a little troublesome, problematic, as I was going to say. For some, especially if you're not mentally there. I did a podcast with a client yesterday, and the client's guest they had on the podcast talked about like the pink elephant syndrome. Okay, it's like right now, like try to not think about the pink elephant in the room, and it's like saying stuff like that. Like you're automatically going to visualize a pink elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be able to like have the mental fortitude to overcome and overpower some of these thoughts that you have in your head, whether you're trying to self-improve or just accept what's going on. But to improve, you need to accept. So when ChatGPT talk about the tensions between the two, I was like, no, I want to talk about how they can often be complementary to one another. That's why I started with the tension, and now we're gonna pivot. Don't get it twisted. The tension is there. You're gonna come up with resistance. You're gonna come across people who want to not see you go far in life. But if you do have that right mind to where, let's say you're a volleyball player, another example they talked about in that podcast yesterday, and you mess up a serve, if you're the server in the back, don't get lost in the sauce. Like, don't just dwell in the fact and be like, oh, I need to serve it good. I need to serve it good. I need to not serve it bad. Like, if you're thinking so long and passionately and hard about a negative outcome or some situation that is not truly beneficial to where you're trying to get to, what do you think is going to happen? Okay. Meaning, rather than focusing all your energy on the like, oh, I don't need to do this, acknowledge it exists. This is the biggest part of self-acceptance, is like you just need to acknowledge that you suck. Acknowledge that you are probably going to mess up. Acknowledge that you're not enough yet. Once you can do that, you can actually self-improve, okay? Because the biggest, the biggest problem rather in this world is identifying that there's a problem. But like once you self-accept yourself that there is a problem, or this is who I am, this is where I'm at, and this is how much money's in the bank account, this is my 5 or 10 year outlook, you have a foundation, we'll say. You have a place to build off of and actually have somewhere to grow towards. That's why self-acceptance happens, I think, before self-improvement, okay? Because that's how it happened for me. But once I did accept myself, accept, the people around me, accept that my life was my own creation. Don't get it twisted. Like, there have been a lot of people in my life that have helped me along the way, but everything I have to some degree, everything I've ever done in my life has gotten me here, and I accept that. Now I can actually improve. Okay. I just went to the doctor, this last week. I gained like 30 pounds from my last visit because of that ankle injury. We've talked about plenty on this podcast. Doctor was like, hey, I know you can do it, because I can look at your chart, and it just seems to be a cycle of you gain some weight, you lose some weight, you gain some weight, you lose some weight. And when I gain some weight, it happens to be around an injury or when I was going through a lot mentally and I just wasn't so focused on improving because I was so busy trying to accept my new reality. So there were some sacrifices, okay? I say all that to say that once you give those sacrifices, it could be some time, some energy, some money. In my case, gaining a few pounds, you can actually improve and knock those pounds off. You can improve and try to eat, a couple less calories here and there. You could try to improve and drink more water consistently. You can try to improve and go outside and walk more, okay? But that's just me. We can go back to the volleyball player example I was talking about earlier. What they could do, obviously, they need to accept that sometimes they don't serve great, okay? Sometimes they are trash. Sometimes they are just not fit for the team. Now, what you can do instead of that is literally improve, practice, okay? Let's say you understand that you're not the best server ever out there, okay? You want to know how you get good? You got to practice. Like, when are you going to the gym to just serve? Serve, underhand, serve overhand, serve from this side, serve from that side, serve blindfolded, serve, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could keep going, get reps and reps and reps and reps, like tens of thousands of reps, and like get so good that you being bad is like the anomaly. Like, people are going to write a news article. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe they missed this one serve that didn't even matter. It's not even that you like lost the championship. No, y'all won by 20, but it's the fact that you missed one. Like, you got to get there. You know what I'm saying? And you only get there by putting in the work. Okay, sun's coming back out. I hope I'm not too overexposed, but that's my problem in post. And shout out to everyone listening to this on Spotify or Apple or what have you. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and drop a honest review. You know what I'm saying? If this is a 1-star, give me a 1. If it's a 5, give me a 5. So yeah, but let's continue because we're almost done with this topic. Moral of the story, if I could sum all of this up into one point, okay, if I can aura farm real quick just for Instagram. What's up, Instagram? Literally, remember, your life is a story, okay? You're constantly adding words to this page that gets added to this chapter, but eventually that chapter has to end. Eventually, you got to flip the page and start writing the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And before you know it, whether it's 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 75 years, 115, your book comes to an end. You got to close that joint, and you got to think about what story you want to tell people that are going to read that book potentially when you're gone. Do you want them to see a story of triumph? Do you want them to be like, dang, he didn't really start with much, but hey, as G Herbo said, you can't help with what you was born with, but it's on you if you die broke. But he made it out. He really did that. Or do you want people to be like, he had silver spoon, trust fund baby, he had all that money on, but he ain't having no fun young because he partied too much, got Shannon Sharp last week, and lost it all to some OnlyFans girl. I don't know. The choice is yours. But for me, I choose the latter. I want to be known for greatness. I want to be known for passing this positivity on. I want to be known for enlightening y'all to topics that have really helped me over this last year, over these last 5 years of my life. And that is this topic today of the Positivity Hour podcast: self-importance versus, or not importance, self-improvement versus self-acceptance. Lord, that's it. Goodbye, Instagram. And now let's talk about the business, okay? So as some of y'all know, I'm Darshaun Smith, owner of Darshaun Smith Productions, the company that produces this podcast. I mean, it's a one-man operation right now. I take all the photos, take all the videos, edit most of the content. So I do, when I work with this one client, we do have a separate editor, which makes it nice, but like I said, that's a whole nother topic for a different time. I just wanted to briefly cover what's going to be happening here soon in the business, because my schedule with the day job is changing. Obviously, I work in Iowa City, but I live in Cedar Rapids. But I'll be working 4 days a week, so and really good hours too. So I have mornings and early afternoons free, like Thursday through Friday, and then I got Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. Meaning, if I really need to take a weekend trip somewhere, if I need to take a trip to Chicago to go film, or if my brother needs me down in Texas, I can fly out on Friday. I have a few days off already, get another few days off, and I can really make some things happen now that I have a better schedule. I have a more favorable living position that is long term. I can actually like set up shop for a while, not knowing that I do have to move out of here in 2 months. So don't get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? No, I bought the house I live in, so I'm there. I'm never selling it. So, I mean, everything's for sale, but you're gonna have to ask for me like $20 million for that, okay? Because that's the forever home. I want people to know. Well, my family as in people, but I want people to know this is where it all started. We come from humble beginnings, but hey, just watch. I say all that to say though, tangent aside, business, it's go time, you know? This last year, I've kind of been BSing a little bit, but not even a little bit, because I've been working. The amount of videos I've made, the amount of photos I've made, the amount of moments I've captured, the amount of stories I've told, the amount of, you know, Instagram clips I've uploaded, YouTube clips I've uploaded, the YouTube videos, long forms, the amount of content I've just produced, and the amount of people I've been around and the amount of conversations I've had have been so insightful that it's really just showed me that it's freaking go time. I don't know everything. And this is a clip for the Darshaun Smith production Instagram, okay? I don't know everything, but I do know something. I do know how to capture moments. I do know how to tell stories. I do know how to, you know, gain YouTube subscribers, gain Instagram followers, gain whatever folks are looking for. It's a process, and it doesn't happen overnight, but I'm seeing success in real time with real companies I work with. It's go time. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I love my day job, but the goal is to quit. But we gotta get some more coin consistently with the business before I'm just like YOLO, because, you know, there's a difference between being like delusional and strategically delusional. And I try to stay somewhere in between. And right now I'm strategically delusional plus, you know, moving towards delusional. And I understand that anything is possible. You can make your dreams happen. If you're aspiring to do something with the camera, in front of a camera, behind a camera, next to a camera, you know, if you're trying to be the person on the stage or the person listening in the microphones off to the right, it's possible. I believe in you because I'm doing this in real time. I'm seeing more money come into the bank account slowly but surely. I'm seeing, you know, growth and development in myself and the stories I can tell and how I edit stuff and the timelines I give to people and such. But it just takes time. So don't give up. Motivational speech over. The Positivity Hour episode coming to an end. Like I said, I still don't remember what number it is, but if I had to guess, 188. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith. This has been a Darshaun Smith production. And yeah, like I said, let me know what you thought about this episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, unsubscribe, hate comment, follow, unfollow, share, report, bad review, good review, whatever. Just make sure you're doing your best to try to stay positive at the end of the day, because that's all that really matters, okay? Make today count. It's a great day to have a great day. I love my life. I wouldn't change a thing. I'd never kill myself. Don't get me, government. And yeah, man, let's go, man. I feel energized. I feel really good. I feel like, you know, change gonna come. Literally, as G Herbo was saying, down by the river. Oh, he didn't say it. I forget who made the song in like the 70s or 80s, but yeah, change gonna come down by a river. So yeah, that's all I got. 50 Fish song mixtape coming out soon. Blue and I listened to like the whole thing, and we got about like 20 songs we actually want to put out. So now I need to like actually go buy the beats if they're still available. But obviously all of the songs with Blue are still out there. So I'll maybe put one or two of those out as like a single, as you could say. And we'll just kind of go from there. So look alive. It's a great day to have a great day. And we gone. Fade to black. Woo!
My G'd up zone. I'm about to get it in, kick your feet up home. Days turn to weeks when you're always on the grind all night. I got my re-up back. I'm about to get it in, I'll be right back.
Nate, high lows to those who don't know the name. And G'd up, yup, that's the only thing I claim.
Yeah. That's all I got. I love and appreciate y'all, for real. Thank you. Oh yeah, we was definitely overexposed. But maybe it worked.